Let me ask you a question. If you were to close your eyes right now and think about all of the emotions you feel in the movie theater, what would be your number one pick? Perhaps it's sadness, maybe it's joy, but if you're like me, ladies and gentlemen, fear rules above all. And I'd say 8 times out of 10, I go to the movies, it's for a horror movie. No matter the situation, if it's a movie I've never heard of, I'm there. A movie by Markiplier, sure, I'll play ball that trash-ass FNAF movie. Oh my goodness. So you'll understand my surprise when instead of fear, I am met with humor. Not so scary horror movies, part 2. A little bit back, I talked about the least scary horror movies I've ever seen in my life. And just recently, I watched a movie so goofy that I just had to make a part 2. So I would say grab your blankets and be prepared to scream. But it seems like you won't have to this time. Start that shut up.
Subscribe, please.
Let me see that.
Good old Art the Clown. Definitely not the first killer clown in horror, and I'm sure he will not be the last. We start out Terrifier 3 looking real festive. Santa Claus is soon to be, and this woman is fast asleep until she's woken up by her daughter Jules, where she claims someone is stomping around on the roof. Daddy-O is annoyed at this disturbance. Mom Chachino plays into the whole Santa bit, and there might be some truth to Jules' words because the front door is ever so slightly opened. Mom blames the dad. Jules is certain Santa is around, and she's just a tad bit off because, of course, this mystery entity roaming around the house is the big ART, bearing the gifts of pain, because no one in this bitch is leaving. And I mean, nobody is leaving. Art is laughing at Mom. He dices up little bro, and I'm sure y'all think Jules here got it. But this brings us to the cheery title card, as now we are 5 years in the past, where this policeman finds Art's headless body from the second movie. But just because there's no head doesn't mean my boy is dead. That was bars. An average day on the New York City train goes down, and now Chris Jericho is witnessing Art and this lady getting a little snacky snack. He is unable to put either of them in the walls of Jericho, and goodbye, Chris. As an Art fan is on the train, he gets an up-close and personal experience with his favorite clown. Vicky ends her life, and this takes us to the present day. Uncle Gregathan is picking up his niece Sienna from rehab. As they drive back to the crib, Sienna reunites with her cousin Gabby. They do the sappy bonding shtick, and as this demolition crew is about to take down the wrong house, Sienna remembers her comic book dad as Gabby is all nosy up in her business. The demo man stumble into Art chilling and Vicky less chilling, and for some unknown reason, this guy decides to start flicking up with the dead body in the bathtub. Of course, this leads to his demise alongside his coworker who gets a nice little haircut from Art. Back at the Shaws, a nice family dinner is popping off until Sienna starts hallucinating this woman who is in desperate need for some rice. This brings us to Jonathan, who walks in on his roommate getting down and dirty with Mia. Surprisingly to Johnny Boy, Mia is a huge fan of his. You see, Jonathan is a survivor of Art, and Mia is a podcaster. I will let you in the audience do the math. Sienna and Jonathan have a chat, and now we're back with Art, who is making a rat popsicle. Sienna does Gabby's makeup, Gabby tries to give her PTSD, and Art spots a new look he's dying to try. Art tries on his new hat, bottoms up a drink with this guy, and pees on his leg. This action causes a reaction because now Art has upped the cannon and starts blasting away. Art steals the Santa fit, Sienna and John both have lunch, and Mia, dumbass, pushes Sienna a little too far. This cuts us to Sienna trying to convince John that Art is still around dressed as Santa. John believes her. They hypothesize that Vicky is now a demon too, and a game plan must be formed. Santa Art is handing out presents, and no one finds it the teeniest bit off that this motherfucker is covered in blood, has a clown face, and is carrying a bag full of bombs.
I wonder what I got.
Sienna returns home, Jonathan goes back to his dorm, and Art stumbles upon Mia, glazing the fuck out of him. So instead of getting an interview with Johnny Boy, she gets a primary source. But Mia is not the goal. The showdown between Art and Sienna goes down. This is when Sienna is tied up alongside her Aunt Jess. And shit does indeed get relatively tragic for a little bit until Sienna gets free with the help of Gabby, smokes out Vicky, and sends Art right back to hell. Unfortunately, Art is able to drag Gabby down with him, and the movie ends with Art smiling on a bus because we clearly need 20 more Terrifier films.
Goo goo gaga. I I want milk.
I know y'all remember this one. The babysitter starts out in a doctor's office where my bro Nino Cole is a little bit scared of needles. This scream takes us to a basketball to the head title card. Cole is your average bullied student who is remarkably witty for someone who is getting bullied. Anyways, Cole gets pushed, his babysitter B shows up and swooshes away the enemies. They seem to have a good relation. B gives Cole advice on how to fend off bullies, and Cole confides in B about his parents, all that jazz. B drops Cole off at the house, and now we're with the mom, where Cole asks if she thinks he's a loser. Of course, his mother doesn't agree with this and urges himself to give it some time to realize who he is and what he can do. We jump cut to an accurate representation of me driving for the first time as Cole's father is doing donuts in the parking lot. Cole watches TV, we learn Cole is a smart kid, and now we're on the bus with Melanie, who I think has a little crushy crush on Cole here. She also dares Cole to stay up past his bedtime to spy on B and see what type of shenanigans goes down during the babysitting hours. This takes us to Cole already watching B through a fence. This dude is addicted to getting different sports balls thrown at his head, and now we're back at the house. The parents buzz off, B shows up, and party time has arrived. Between the dancing and the swimming and the pizza, Cole wants to take a swig, and my brethren is thanking his lucky stars that he didn't, because now it is nighttime, and as Cole was there too, he stays up past bedtime. Like Melanie says, it's still a party around this bitch. We meet all of B's friends, including Duff, Shake It Up, Sonia will really put it on ya, that backflip though, and of course, Samuel. As they play Spin the Bottle, B is there to kiss everyone in the room. She makes her way all the way around to Samuel, and instead of a juicy little kiss, my brethren gives 2 knives right to the dome. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this babysitter is in a cult. In fact, everyone in this room is in a cult. Cole witnesses this, of course, and GTFOs. First, he calls the police, nice one, Cole, and decides against better wishes to protect himself. He equips a pocket knife and gets ready to jump out of the window, but he is stopped because he hears the peeps coming up the stairs. Using quick thinking, he pretends to still be asleep. This cult needs innocent blood for their sacrifice, and Cole here is their prime subject. Cole endures his fears, and B notices the window being cracked ever so slightly. Just as he's about to escape, Cole wakes up tied up before the entire team. And why is this dude's shirt off? Anyways, Cole is entirely too nonchalant about his current predicament. Fortunately, Cole still has the pocket knife on him. By the way, this has to be the absolute slowest police response in the history of movies. Bro passed out, and still, these motherfuckers are not here. Cole said someone was murdered. Cole gets questioned. The cops finally arrive, and they don't see him through these big-ass windows. Fucking useless. Max ices out this cop, and I don't know why this one isn't shooting yet, as Bella Thorne gets falcon punched. B gets a sneak kill on the other cop. Then, everyone in the house starts screaming. I remind you, they're in a neighborhood. There's no way no one else can hear this sonic boom chain of events. Somehow, Bella Thorne is still alive, and as the gang is distracted, Cole is finally able to cut the ropes and book it. A chase sequence occurs, only a spoonful dies, and now Cole is being chased by Max. Cole finally launches himself out of the window, and in a world of open land, Cole decides to go into the motherfucking shed, where he finds Samuel's dead body. At least the shed wasn't a total dud, because Cole has once again armed himself with protective weapons. This is when he sneaks under the house, and is soon followed by Sonia, aka Sonia will really put it on ya. He sets off a firework in the crawl space, locks Sonia in there, and as well as spraying some accelerant right on her face. I'm assuming you can guess what happened to Miss Sonia. Winded by the knockback of the explosion, Max catches up to Cole, and oddly enough, they have a wholesome interaction. Well, that's until Max tries to,
Please.
As Cole runs away, he kicks Max straight in the family jewels, and apparently, Max has balls of steel. Max is borderline Captain America, as he is able to lift Cole up with one hand by the neck. Cole is bailed out by his bullies from earlier as they interrupt Max with eggs. In this detour, Blue Headband Kid is no help. So, back to running. Cole climbs up into his treehouse, Max follows soon after, and it's looking pretty dark for him right here, but the fates of nature swing in Cole's favor today. As the floorboards break right under Max's feet, he does his best conjuring cosplay, whilst B shoots at Cole from afar. 4 down, 1 to go. Cole makes his way to Melanie's house, informs her of the stitch, and has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 close encounters before B is distracted by someone's phone. Cole gets a smooch. He tells Melanie to call the cops. Nice one, 2 times, Cole. And Cole kicks the hornet's nest. Bella Thorne, again, is somehow still alive after this until... Now it's a 1v1, B versus Cole. Cole discovers the truth about what went down. Basically, they did all of this for one singular wish. B tries to convince Cole to join her by her side, but my boy ain't falling for that type of shit. That level of genjutsu doesn't work on him. Cole lights the cult book on fire, jumps into this whip, and launches himself into his own house, crushing B, and the movie ends with Cole or farming on top of this car. You will not believe what the monkey is about.
Because there's an evil monkey that lives in my closet.
I lied. It's exactly what you expect. It's a killer toy monkey. I'm deadass. Have we lost the plot? Anyways, we start out in this janky ass shop. We got old armor, guitars, battle axes, shit. Even the dude from SpongeBob is there. This, of course, is where we meet for the first time the monkey. All jokes aside, this is one creepy ass toy. I cannot lie. Anyways, my guy right here is eager to sell this shit. In fact, he doesn't even want any money, saying that if this monkey starts to drum, everything is, and I quote, fucked to hell. So of course, the monkey gives us a little demonstration. The shop owner gets harpooned, Derek Huff steals a flamethrower, and now we get a drummy title card. This takes us to Hal, who is watching people dance in the windows, who talks about his brother in a nice way, Bill. This also gives us some insight to his mother, who is not the biggest fan of their father, considering he just upped and left one day. Whilst the boys rummage through their father's closet, they stumble upon the monkey, where the older brother Bill makes a terrible mistake as he winds up the key, but nothing happens. For now, he chalks it up to being broken, and now we're in a car where the monkey wants to come along. While the boys are at dinner with this woman, the monkey starts playing his tune, and when the tune plays, shit gets tragito. At the funeral, we get some very wise words from this dude.
It is what it is.
Later, we dance, we go to school, Hal loses his pants, and the monkey is still in Hal's room. For some reason, he just can't seem to ignore it. Of course, Big Bro Bill decides to make fun. This is when the monkey appears with Hal at school. This doesn't seem to help his popularity, and in a rage, Hal tells Mr. Monkey that he wishes Bill was gone. I have a feeling Hal is going to regret that in a minute. He winds up the monkey, a grin appears, he does his tune, and Mom Chatino gets the axe? I did not expect that. Sideburns gives Hal a pep talk. Hal tries to return the favor back to the monkey, and now we're in Maine, where the monkey flash steps into the crib, as Bill may be a psychopath because he wants to try out the monkey again. Of course, Sideburns is the one to bite the dust this time, and the boys decide to drop the monkey down into a well. This kept it at bay for 25 years, but we still have an hour left of this movie, people. So Hal and Bill's Aunt Ida gets a little hot-headed. This cuts us to grown-up Hal working at a supermarket. We learn Hal and Bill are no longer in contact. Hal does indeed have a kid that he only sees once a year in fear the monkey will return. And Elijah Wood is here.
When will you wear wigs?
Now we're at a yard sale where off-brand Eddie Munson spots the monkey. Feeling its magicalness, he decides to take it home. At this motel, Hal is telling his son Petey about his family. At night, while the both of them are asleep, we start tripping out as the big monkey hand grabs him and throws him down a well. Don't worry though, because this was just a dream, because the real Hal is getting a call from Billiam telling them about their aunt's death. They both know what this means, of course, and they both know what they have to do. Hal grabs his son Petey, they both go to Aunt Ida's house, and Barbara tells Hal about all of the random occurrences of freak accidents around town. Hal tries to get more information out of Barbara, but she is absolutely clueless. Luckily, Barb is able to find the key to this door, and unluckily, Hal can hear that tune. This dude cannot see. He literally cannot see. His hair is covering his entire eyeballs. Hal is forced to stay in town due to a police investigation, and this is when Bill calls Hal once again. However, this time Hal realizes that the call is coming from their hometown. On a whim, Hal searches through the phone book. He discovers Bill is hiding under the name Mrs. Monkey, and from his voicemail, we learn that Bill has been searching for the monkey this whole time. This takes us to a flashback to where Bill learns Hal was the one to have turned the monkey that got their mother killed. And this whole time, he's been waiting and plotting for his chance at revenge. Bill turns the key, finally able to fulfill his desires, But the monkey doesn't work like that, and Hal's boss is the ones who have gotten got. This takes us back to blind Eddie Munson wanting the monkey back from Bill. Obviously, Bill denies this offer, but Eddie, aka Ricky, cannot take no for an answer, so he straps up. Hal gets back to the motel, calls Bill, and tells him to stop this nonsense. Bill counteroffers by saying he'll stop as long as Petey is the one to turn the monkey key next. Hal and Petey attempt to have a heart-to-heart, but they're interrupted by Ricky. Ricky takes them to Bill. Petey learns Hal has been a deadbeat father due to a toy monkey, and now we're with Bill, where he wants Petey to turn the key, which he does like an idiot, and now off-brand Eddie Ricky Munson is fucking donezo. A fight breaks out between Bill and the monkey, and Bill loses it. Trying to save his son, Hal attempts to crawl through the doggy door, but he gets stuck. With Bill out and Hal stuck, the monkey decides to play one last tune. The movie ends with Hal and Petey deciding to end their week together by going dancing. Overall, just because it's a horror movie doesn't mean it's only limited to bringing up fear within the audience. Sometimes, just sometimes, horror movies can make you laugh just as good as the comedies can. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments which horror movies are not so scary to you and what else you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you guys in the next video.